Y'all ready for the Patreon?
It's Patreon.
It's the fucking Patreon.
It's the
dude.
motherfucking Patreon.
We're just continuing that
We
fucking.
contain the fucking GERBIEZ.
We got the GERBs, dude. No more politics. We're going straight into fucking coming, dude.
No, it's staying
Look at that. You rolled those sleeves up.
No, I didn't. They just naturally rolled up because of
They're actually pretty short sleeve though.
well, yeah, but it's a
Where'd you
whole-
get that?
This is a Hanes. They don't make it anymore.
Nice.
They don't
Hanes
make-
is
Hanes doesn't
pretty
make that
short
shirt
sleeve.
anymore?
No, I just Googled it the other day.
A black
Damn.
t-shirt?
I feel like it does look all right.
Yeah, man, you look fucking good.
You look good, dude.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
But
No coming?
no, I mean outside of self coming.
You've been
Nice.
self-coming.
Sure,
How have your ejaculations been?
they've been normal. Everything's normal.
Wasn't it like sludge coming out for a minute?
It
Or
was-
just clear?
Yeah.
And then, what was the thing? You had like a weird dick?
No, I just had
Back to the basics, dude.
yeah,
Just
a little
crumbing.
bump on my balls that I think was just a little bit of a kink in the tube, so to speak, and then that
Happens.
cleared out.
It kinked out.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, like I said, nothing exciting going on there.
What have you been jerking off to?
Reddit gone wild. Are you familiar with this?
We're familiar with Pennsylvania Gone
It's
Wild.
true. I never got into the Reddit
What's
porn hole.
Pennsylvania gone wild?
Nothing. Tell me
It's
about
not
Reddit
porn.
Gone
It's
Wild.
just a group of fucking idiots that are on
White
Facebook
trash.
that we somehow like got in. We got some dealings with Pennsylvania
Yeah,
going
that's the name of
wild.
the Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Gone Wild.
If you
Facebook
type
group.
in Reddit and then /r/ gone wild, it's just women that post naked photos of
yes.
themselves or GIFs or videos,
Damn.
and they're just sluts, and it's fantastic because
Why
they
are they
just
sluts, Steven?
well, it's just a slut. I mean, I'm not saying that as a pejorative. I just mean it's like they're just slutty. I would
You're using it
so I
like
have
a
nothing
feminist,
against it.
like a third wave feminist
You bring
way.
power
like,
to the word.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, fine. So they
That's what
are
I'm saying,
just
yeah.
horny human beings.
No.
that
You
like
were
showing
using
their
using it
vaginas.
as to empower them
Kick-ass sluts.
Yeah,
kick-ass
I
sluts,
love
dude.
sluts. We've talked about this before.
for sure.
What?
I don't. But yeah.
All right.
You don't like sluts?
No, I don't like their ways, dude.
I mean,
I don't
it's
like
a
sluts'
fucking.
wicked ways.
It's a slippery
You're right.
being. Dude.
I suppose
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'd love. But you know what I mean. Like
Yes,
the general
course.
type of
You
like
love their
all the
hijinks.
accoutrements
Yeah.
that come with that.
You love their
Yeah.
hijinks.
Right.
Sure.
The outfit.
You just want a bad girl. You want a bad baby.
Sure.
You love
We're,
sluts.
but we're the street. And the
What would the
freaks and
limit
the
be
beds
for a
and
bad girl? If a bad girl was to be like do this and you can, I'll be a slut for you. Where does it stop? What
it
would you
never
not do?
stop, dude.
We'd always have to experiment.
What about
Herb dog would
what
do
about kill a
anything.
bird?
No animal torture. What?
No, it's a bird.
No,
You
no,
wouldn't
no,
kill
no.
a bird
What
for
about
a
a
slut?
squirrel?
No.
What about a squirrel?
No.
What about a
That's
mouse?
deal.
What
Look,
about
animals.
a mouse? What about a
Animals
mouse?
are no.
It's a mouse. It's like destined for the mouse trap, and they're like, fucking
Get
kill
a
this
hammer
mouse.
out. Smash that mouse.
What if it was
Absolutely
What
not.
if it was a mouse in a mouse trap dying, and like you got to kill it, but you got to drive a nail through its head, and then you could fuck me? A fucking mouse, dude. That's like dying.
I mean, if I'm taking this one seriously, and it would,
All right, you got to
it
nail
would-
it to a cross.
Crucify a mouse.
right,
No,
so
really, but just put one nail through its head, and then
If
it's
it was
like,
suffering, and that was what I needed to do to end its suffering, then I would do it, but
Okay.
not for a sexual reward.
but what if there was one on the table?
I would need time. I would be so turned off by the whole thing.
Really?
Yes,
What-
yeah, dude. Animals is nails on a chalkboard to me. Animals
Yeah.
in like any sort of. I can't watch it on TV. I'm
Sure.
like there's a definite like weird thing that goes on in my head where I gotta.
Oh,
get
it's
out
not
of here.
weird. It's empathy.
Yeah, you know who doesn't have that?
I have empathy.
This fucking
I have
animal.
empathy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, dude. I wouldn't kill an animal for pussy. I just killed an animal that's because they
That's just your
deserved it.
job.
No,
And
that
they
was just
deserve
that was
it.
my job at the pizza place.
yeah,
I
you
got bit
poisoned
by the
that
fucking
animal?
hamster. Yeah, I'm not just killing animals for no good reason, but
Some people do have to do that. It's just not for me. And yeah, so I would.
so all right.
That'd be a deal breaker.
What about? I'm trying to think.
Would you go hunting?
I would not go hunting now.
What if it meant you were going to get some pussy in the
No,
lodge? If a hot slut was like, come up to the lodge and go hunting with me.
No.
Okay, I got. What if like a super who's like your who does it for you?
There's plenty of women that do it for me. It would just like hunting would be a deal.
Okay,
I just
not
can't-
hunting.
It's just not my.
What about
I'm
like
not
what if you're
judging
what if you're in a
hunters.
hotel and a girl is like, go take a shit by the ice machine and come back and I'll suck your dick.
Go take a shit by the ice machine?
Yeah, go out to the vending machines and dump in the slot.
take like a quick
In the slot? Of course not. I'd be like, all right, goodbye.
in the corner, just in the corner,
Of course not.
single turd.
No.
What
Dump
about
in
pee?
your room into a napkin and put it in the slot, in the coin,
100%
coin
not.
receptacle.
No, because that's going to inconvenience whoever got to clean it up. I could never do that to somebody.
Okay. What about peeing out of the window of a hotel?
Peeing out of a window.
Yeah.
of a hotel.
Would you do
in
that?
Vegas with people possibly? She was watching to see if people walked or not.
People
You didn't
below
know.
are at a country concert.
No, I would not pee on anybody.
They're at a country music concert, and you go out from a balcony of the Mandalay Bay, and you piss out the window.
Right, so no then.
So you would not
Yeah,
do
yeah.
anything for love.
That's correct.
Okay.
There was a lot that I wouldn't do for love, yeah. But if I had love and then she wanted to do certain, like, I suppose, yeah, then I shouldn't be saying, I don't know what I said earlier.
What if the person you were in love with was into killing animals? You were
I
already
wouldn't
in
be
love with them. You were already in love with them.
I would fall out of love.
No, you can't fall out of love.
I
dude.
absolutely
Once
can.
you're
I
in
just
love,
did.
you're in
What if
fucking
she was
love.
killing
No.
bugs?
What?
What if she was
about bugs?
smashing bugs?
Bugs, that's a little different. Doesn't hurt me the same way. I mean, I kill bugs. I try to trap them and release them if it's possible, but not
What about like just when you see like an anthill and you just push their little thing
Yeah, you
down?
just ruin their house.
No, don't do that. That would
don't?
really upset me to watch you do that.
What? I love doing that.
I used to walk through dirt and like hit everyone I could.
Yeah, no.
Find ants. Kill
Godzilla
them.
out, dude.
It's not for
So you
me.
never burn you never burn an
No,
ant with a
no.
magnifying
I
glass?
fired a pelican at a bird once and it cried out so bad. I missed, obviously.
We had a similar experience. We had a groundhog trapped in a tube, like a water.
Mm-hmm.
We were just fucking nailing this thing with a BB gun, just shooting. There was little boys going nuts, real primal shit. We were just
Yeah, you're getting fired up, dude.
yeah. Then it came out and it was covered in blood. It was like and we were like, holy fuck, we
What
gotta
the
run,
fuck?
dude. Yeah, it was nuts.
Dude, I used to sit up in a fucking tree. I think I,
felt
talked
bad
about this
about it.
before.
We tortured that groundhog.
Yeah, yeah.
It was real
I
sad.
used to sit up. I had a little marksman slingshot that had like that would come on your arm.
All right, well,
and
I don't want to
I would
talk about
sit-
animal torture.
But I would sit there. I
he
was
was
sitting in an
fine.
apple tree, but it was only crab apples, and I would pick a crab apple out of the tree. And we had this. Our neighbor had a bull, and I would just fire, and the thing would hit the bull, and its muscles would twitch, and we kept doing this
Awesome.
thing so much that it fucking lost its mind, bucked loose.
Yeah, there was a
What
bunch
about
of
one shot at a bull with a slingshot?
yeah, definitely.
For what?
For like a
fucking
like a
sloppy beach, dude.
yeah.
First of all, no. I
In
just
the
like,
tree.
What
She's
if
in
she
the tree.
started?
I
What
want
if you
that.
got half a bead? She's like, you want me to finish? Just toss a rock as hard
I
as
can't separate myself from how weird that
Just throw a
situation
rock
would
at
be.
that horse.
I just can't. And I can walk away from an erection. I can.
really.
Really?
Yes.
That's
I mean,
a
what if
powerful
she was
thing.
like gagging on it? You're like, oh my god, this is the best blowjob I've ever got.
Yeah, and then she was like, I want you to like throw something at that animal. I'd be like,
Decapitate
this
a
whole
goat.
thing just got so fucking weird.
Cut a
And I
fucking
don't know,
goat's
like,
head off.
What's going on in your head? I don't want somebody with the
What-
head that you have.
What if a girl is sucking your dick and then she just shit on the ground?
While dude is sucking your dick. She got up and shit next to the ice machine and came back.
No, sis,
she
still
was
same
crouched
body.
giving you a blowjob and she just went "Ugh," and just shit. And she just shit and just kept going like nothing happened.
Okay, so
Would you get into that or
there's-
no?
Well, I wouldn't get into it, but there is a certain difference between her again pooping where somebody else would have to clean it up, which would be a no-go.
No, it's the cleaning lady at the hotel.
Yeah.
Then no. If she was in her own shower and
Sure. And a turd dropped out. You would keep going?
and she yes.
What?
So you're more worried about
Ew, Steve.
so
Ew, Steve's a fucking
you're more
pervert.
worried
Yeah,
about like
big
who's
pervert.
responsibility, who's going to suffer for this turd, as like in like
Yeah, and you're assuming that she really gets off on this. She's like, I just really want.
Well, no, what if she just shit? What if she just like forgot what she was doing and shit the fucking floor?
Well, then that would be a problem.
Oh, it's the best. This is intense grilling, dude.
We had a BB gun and we would shoot the horses. There was a horse thing across the street.
Rip 'em
a
up.
bunch of horses. We'd shoot them and they would go nuts. It was great. It wasn't hurt. It wouldn't. It was just like a quick sting, dude.
Why were they
horses,
going
like-
nuts if it didn't
Because
hurt?
they
Because
got
they're
stung
excited.
and they ran.
Because the ponies, they're going. They're getting excited, dude. They're bored as fuck.
They're
They're
just
horses.
standing in a field, dude. You got to liven them up, shoot them,
Yeah,
stampede,
finally there's- yeah,
dude,
there's-
stampede.
There's some kids playing army with them. They're like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, 40 horses running.
Yeah,
It's
that's in their
fucking
blood,
sick.
dude. The cavalry.
Well,
And then we would go touch
Horses
the
love
electrical
war.
fence.
Yep.
So we would punish ourselves for hitting the horse.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, those were the days, dude.
Touching an electrical fence was the move.
Yeah, it is a move.
Touch it and be like, you barely tapped it. You got to grab it. You
Yeah.
touch it, like, ugh.
And then hold the guy's hand while he does it.
that's a definite you move.
What?
Convince somebody to do it and then make it.
What did you catch a shock through?
Yeah.
Damn.
You would
oh,
not hold his
So
hand
you-
on
you-
it.
you
would hold
basically-
hands. We would make a chain and have somebody touch it, and everyone
oh,
would get shot.
I thought you like huddled him and blanked him on the
No,
fence.
that'd be
Like,
awesome.
I thought you crouched down and fucking gave him a blanca.
Get a rubber glove and hold his hand on it.
Stand on a rubber mat.
So you would not cut a fucking animal apart to get pussy.
No.
Damn, you're gay.
Yeah, big gay ape, apparently. No, that's like...
What if her brother was in the next room and could hear you?
What if her brother was in the next room? Yeah, I would be a little uncomfortable with that.
What
It would
if she-
depend.
True.
What
if
if
you could beat up the
what,
brother?
would you wear stuff if she made you dress up like things?
Yeah.
Would you wear like a diaper if she was in? If she had like
Diapers is a little
if she had
silly.
like a baby fetish and she made you put in like a pacifier, a bonnet, and a diaper only?
Automatic, yes. I mean, that's like...
I mean, of course I would. I mean,
Imagine
it's like I
your-
would have no problem, like, in principle with doing that. It's just like, what? I'm trying to imagine a type of woman that would be turned on by that and how that wouldn't show up anywhere else. Like, she's just a normal
that was-
person.
that's
and
it,
then she's
that's
like,
just
"By
a
the way,
kink."
This is my kink. If that's her kink, great. Then I'll buy a diaper. I'll wear it. Look hot in it.
You would. Imagine
You
busting
look
out of that
good
thing.
in that, and then you get
Diaper.
hard enough to rip the fucking thing
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Or just pee in it, dude.
Or you could shit your pants.
I would sog my diaper.
I would soil that thing.
Oh, dude.
Damn, imagine a dump in a diaper now. Now you're a grown man. You could unleash hell on one of those things.
You know when you see a baby with a big baggy diaper?
Yeah.
Dude, you could sag a diaper for like 8 inches down. I could drop a diaper to my knees, dude.
Dude, changing diapers is no good. You ever have to do that? Never changed a diaper?
I don't
It
remember.
is fucking
I might have changed the pee
disgusting.
dumper. My dad's claimed to fame he has 6 kids and never changed a diaper.
That's fucking great.
Yeah,
I had
what
to
he
change
says.
my niece's diaper. I was babysitting her.
Really?
And it was, and yeah, they
She
have a
shit herself?
vagina, so it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, you gotta wipe
You
backwards.
gotta wipe the other way so
Sure.
shit doesn't get in her vagina.
You don't want to be the bad uncle who gets
And then you
shit.
get those fucking instructions from people. Like, I got it from her dad.
But don't shit up my
brother-in-law
daughter's
was
vagina.
like, yeah, you gotta wipe the other way because shit will get in her vagina.
Yeah.
I was just like, ew, dude.
Yeah, don't talk about this.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to feed her. I was all day. I was just feeding her bananas. I had no idea what to feed this kid. And then she took a massive banana dump.
Oh, dude.
I had to clean it. I had to leave the room like 5 times.
It's shit out of water, dude. It stinks.
It's crazy.
Ugh.
So yeah, you wouldn't. There's a lot of stuff you wouldn't do for love.
That's correct.
So you've been jerking off to Reddit lately?
Reddit gone wild, yeah.
So that's like amateur.
Amateur
Yeah,
hot chicks. I've
cream
seen
of the
it. They
crop.
usually keep their head out of it.
Yeah,
It's
and then
fucking-
I need to see
I
the
need a
face,
face,
bro.
too.
No, but that's what's so exciting about it is
No.
that then sometimes they show, because if you go into their profile, sometimes they show a little bit. It's like that's really doing it for me.
Is that like their throwaway account?
Yeah, they all have usernames too. Who's
Yeah, they
your
do.
favorite username?
My favorite username for a while was this one, but now
What's her name?
I feel uncomfortable saying it.
Why?
I don't know why, but it was.
It's gonna be funny.
Can you do like a
so-
Wheel of Fortune thing where we get to guess?
Well, I mean, the thing is, she was really hot for a while, and then started. I think she's like, well, I know she's from her posts like a very depressed person.
Okay.
But I still go back and
Yeah,
check.
obviously she's
Yeah.
posting
You
been checking
amateur
up on her?
porn.
What?
You been checking up on her?
Yeah, like I still
Like, how you
go to
doing?
that.
Really? You asked? I mean, have you checked on how she's doing?
Is she from LA or New York?
Los Angeles.
Wait, how's she depressed? How do you know?
Well, they write blog posts about it.
Oh, so that's the way they get
They
traffic to a
trick
blog
guys
post?
into listening to them.
Right,
They're
so
like, here's
she'll-
my tits. I'm sad.
Well, I'm sad. And the thing is, like, she had
So
a
it's like
couple
you're in a
of-
relationship.
No, it's not like I'm
It is
Kind
like
of, yeah.
that's exactly what a relationship is. It's like, oh, I want to see you naked, and then you got to sit through a
Yeah,
couple.
it's like you get
blog posts.
you get roadhead on the second date. You're like, yeah, you're a little wild, and all of a sudden you're like, my
Yeah.
fucking dad, man. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah,
God
then you
damn
got to sit through like 10 blog posts in a row, and then you stop getting nudes, and you only get blogs,
it. True.
and that's how
Yeah,
relationships
man.
die.
That's a fucking god damn it, man. Even on the internet, it's the same move.
Same move, dude.
But you're saying you don't want to unveil her because of.
What's her username? Just say it. Who gives
It's
a fuck?
well, okay. I'll say it's dream fuck. It's not like I don't know this person from.
Did you ever Venmo her?
No. They had this. She had this one account because I do think here's the one thing.
Wait, so what happened when she got depressed? How could you tell?
Well, when you
She
go to
changed her
somebody's
name to Nightmare.
no,
Fuck.
when somebody's profile, so she'll like post a nude pic, but then she'll also post like a thing about like being depressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But
Yeah, it might turn you on a little bit. Now
No,
you
no,
know
no.
the tits are sad.
that's the one I
Yeah.
stopped.
You got
To
a
be
nice
honest,
sad
I
baby.
stopped.
I
going
love to cheer
because
up dream
I didn't
fuck.
wanna- well,
Cheer
go
her
ahead.
up, dude. She's white though, right?
No,
She's not white.
no, it's not.
Okay.
She's Chinese.
No, she is an African American lady.
Wow.
Dream fuck sad, bro.
Now you got the bull listening, dude. He's all ears.
I'm
now.
gonna return. I gotta return to the astral plane immediately,
This
dude.
was, but this is it's just the one that I
You got a
know.
sad
'Cause
baby,
I
dude.
honestly, it's just like I'm looking at the new ones.
Now you moved
Is
on.
she out of her slump? Damn,
I don't
you
know.
ditched her when she got depressed?
She got sad
Well,
and you left?
I felt uncomfortable being.
In the know.
Yeah, there was something about it where it's just like I don't want to masturbate to this person's pictures because it's clearly a
mentally.
Yeah. Where it's like if a girl, that's why I used the
porn.
term slut
Yeah.
before. It's like I just want to do this and this gets me off and that's great. Right? I know you say that's porn. So that's my thing though. It's like I do believe
That's
that
how all porn's made. Get a sad girl and a sleazy dude and film them.
No, if you go to like Pornhub, there's like couples that do this.
Yeah, the Russian sex slaves.
They're really. I just don't think that they're Russians. You can
some
pay them.
college
You can
chicks.
pay them directly, and like I think that's a good thing
Yeah.
because people. Like porn is
enter the
a
meth.
huge service that they're doing, and they should be paid for it.
Hell
You don't
yeah.
like it. I know you
Yeah,
don't
dude.
like it.
So should fucking sex traffickers, dude. It's a service.
I certainly there has to be some people that just want to have sex on camera. They like it, and they're fine with their bodies, and they want to get paid for it.
I don't necessarily think it's body insecurity as much as you're just being.
You're being deviant
used.
on camera.
Right?
You're being deviant, dude.
I'm going to send you some people from Pornhub that I think are legit couples that just like filming themselves.
I used to follow one of those, and then I saw the gangbang started, and I was like, oh, goddamn, dude.
Start seeing some friends creep in, and it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
dude.
this relationship's
Yeah.
done. Steven.
I don't know. That's just my opinion on it.
So
I mean,
there's just
certainly.
a couple good time Charlies
What's that?
getting butt fucked in the tree.
I don't want to see porn go away, and I do feel like if somebody
I
wants
do.
to do it, I want them to get paid
Matt,
for it.
Matt has a
I would
strong.
love
I know,
them to
you
ban
really
porn.
don't want it. You
It's
really
fucking
don't.
horrible. It's not. We shouldn't be seeing this all the time. Our brains aren't meant for this overload of sexual stimuli. We're just walking around like fucking digital Caligula, dude. Where it's like you shouldn't be able to see pussies like that. I think it fucking ruins people.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell my kids, like, look, here's what the fuck the deal. This shit's
Damn,
bad.
jerking off in your house is going to be fucking
Jerk
nice.
off all the fuck you want, dude.
No, but I mean, like, if you grow up in a strong anti-porn house,
Yeah, sure.
ooh, when they get their hands on
My,
porn,
my thing is, my mom would like freak out and like, bah, bah. I'm just gonna be like, come on, dude, what the fuck? Shit's for fucking losers. No
I don't
offense.
think. No, I just don't think. That,
I feel when I jerk off and watch porn afterwards, I'm like, ugh.
really.
I just don't. I just get a bad feeling about it. Like that's your life force, dude. That's your libido. That's your primal force. You got to fucking say. Although I do say there's a caveat. Yes, it hits a critical point where I can hit a point where I can't sleep and I'm like my heart's beating all hard and I'm like I gotta come now.
Okay.
So it is good for that. But I'm
Wait,
saying,
so then it matters to have somebody that was willing to do it on camera.
what you mean? Oh yeah, but you can also crank one out memory style.
Eh.
I know because you've been nullified.
No, I can, but I like watching it.
Of course.
So if somebody wants to do a form of entertainment that I like watching and they want to do it and they're not coerced to do it, why can't I pay them money to do it?
Because it's perverse. It's destructive, dude.
I don't know if it's destructive.
How often do you watch porn?
damn, this is a great debate you two are having.
It's a great debate.
Two intellectual minds just battling over the fucking supremacy of porn.
I would say I look at porn once a day.
It's an addiction.
You're addicted to porn.
That's how much I was watching porn. I'd watch porn every single day. And I don't think it's good.
Okay.
Especially when you start living with a girl, and then you got a dude.
Well, I'm
and you
not
gotta
living with a girl. I'm
Well,
living.
I
Once you
know,
do
but then
start-
once you do, and then you got to ditch the porn, dude, it's fucking hard.
But there's days where I go without, or multiple days where I go without it. It's just that if it's part of my routine, where I'm like,
What part of your routine? Wake up or sleep?
Please
it's kind
don't
of a
say
midday thing.
Midday.
Yeah,
Mine
I
was
work-
get home
Wow.
from work. If I got home, I was salivating on the way home. I'd be like, oh, I'm about to go crank one out right after work. Whew.
I don't sell.
See, I don't even think about it
Oh,
ever.
I used to just watch porn. I
Like,
used to
oh,
eat
yeah.
breakfast and watch porn and be like, sick, I'm going to jerk off that when I get home and just go about work. Yeah.
See, I
I
don't do
love
that,
fucking
yeah.
porn, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Matt was addicted. He was in the grips of a hard
Yeah,
porn
dude.
addiction.
Right, I
Yeah,
remember
dude.
the Q Plus episode. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's
But,
fucking, that's where all roads lead.
I disagree with that
Yeah,
because
I'll get you.
I watch porn.
You haven't lived a lot of years, dude. You still hit your
What are you
40s.
talking about?
I'm saying,
Oh yeah.
you can't talk yet, dude.
But
You'll be wearing a fucking ball gag, dude, at 50.
True. I'm gonna die
You're
soon.
wearing a dildo helmet at 50. You're like, fuck you. Sorry.
Yeah, one day I'll just snap out of it and be like, God damn it. Be wearing a diaper, taking a shit in a vending machine, just like, fuck. Yeah, I'll like if I never plan a jerk off. Ever.
How does it hit you? You just get the
I'll
feeling?
just be fucking hanging out and be like, oh yeah, I'll fucking go jerk off real quick. That's
Dude,
it.
I'll be like last night I was in the grips of it where like I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, fuck man, I know I can just go jerk off and I'll fall right back asleep.
Why is it perverse for you?
Because I don't really think it's perverse. I'm just saying that to be a dick. But I don't think it's good for people to constantly be bombarded. I don't think our brains are meant to see that every single day.
But our brains also weren't meant to do a lot of things that our brains do. Like, our bodies weren't meant to be in space, but we can be in space.
Yeah, and space fucks you up, dude.
Well,
You get space dementia.
You get radiation and shit. You're definitely not supposed to be in space.
Yeah, you see Buzz Aldrin? Buzz Aldrin's retarded now.
No, for sure. I'm not saying you could do it, but I'm saying
I'm very anti-space.
Me too.
Me and
dude.
Matt are anti-space.
Space
dude.
is. I don't like to fuck around.
GERBIEZ loves space.
Nah, that's sacred space to me, dude. We shouldn't
be
leave
up
that.
there. We leave that to the gods.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude,
well,
for sure.
that's just the same. That is the exact same argument of somebody arguing that we need to leave cultures alone too, because it's saying that there's certain things you just don't touch because you just leave it.
No,
don't fuck with us, dude.
no,
Space is gay. We're never going to space, dude.
You have to go to space.
I don't
otherwise
think it's
you
healthy
die.
for people to watch porn every day. I don't think it's good for the brain. I think it robs you of your vital charged essence. I think it's a bad idea.
Okay.
Bad idea. I fight it. Do I fall? Yes. My life tree right now, my app is small. I fell.
Damn.
I fucking fell,
Your
dude.
porn app is low?
I had my team. My team was charged up on me, dude. I had fucking 40. What was I at? 39 days, dude, or something?
Of not jerking off?
No porn.
Oh.
No porn.
Did you watch porn last night?
No. I fought it, and then I got rewarded in the astral realm for about 2 seconds to look up.
But in the astral realm, you're like, I want porn.
Exactly, literally.
As soon as you got to the realm, you were like, porn.
Yeah, man. That's it. I was fucking programmed.
And the ancients kicked you out.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. The
They
ancients
checked my
dwell
web
in
history.
space, dude. We can't go up there.
True. They checked my web history and like, get this fucking guy
Yeah.
out of here.
You know Mars is gay?
Yeah.
Mars sucks.
It doesn't suck.
Mars sucks, and we're not going there.
Okay.
Dude, actually, I will. I'm gonna get you out of the hot seat, Gerbs. I was reading a book. It's called Lost Connections. You know who Johann Hari is? Mm-hmm. He wrote a book about antidepressants. That's fucking crazy. Basically saying,
I mean, obviously you read it, and I have no idea,
half.
but I've been very against antidepressants and anti-anxieties for a long time.
really?
Yeah, they tried to give me antidepressants,
What do you think about that, Gerbs?
and I said, "Fuck that."
Yeah, I would be. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know enough about the subject. I do because I don't want to say that some people need some sort of medication. I think some people do, but I think that it shouldn't be as
Prominent, yeah, dude.
As a current
It's
issue.
like
So they researched it. So apparently there was this thing in England. I forget what it was called. It was a metal rod, and they marketed it being like it helps alleviate pain. It's like we have this secret technology. We can't tell you what it is because people will copy it, and people were using it and it was working. Like that placebo effect is working on people. So there was a doctor who was like he just wrapped metal around a stick and like was doing it, and people were like, "Holy fuck, my fucking arm works." And they go out, and after some time, the pain would return and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they did studies on, because apparently the studies on antidepressants were done by the drug companies. Mm-hmm. And
what that make them?
Yeah, that make them literally that make them.
Oh, these work.
And what they don't do, there's a double blind placebo, whatever, the double blind test. What you're also supposed to do is do another control group that doesn't get any treatment at all. So you rule out the possibility of people just getting better over time. So when they got the information from like the Freedom of Information Act for like a lot of these studies, and it was like something like there's 100%, 75% of it was a mix of placebo and people just getting better over time, and there's like a 25% of people who had relief. And then when they followed that 25% of people over the course of the ensuing years, a huge chunk of them needed to up their dose after a year. So, and this is like, and then there was the guy who wrote Listening to Prozac or whatever it was called. He was debating these doctors they were like, dude, as doctors don't want to not believe that like the brain's like a mechanistic thing of just like fix the parts, all that stuff. And then these guys were like, dude, we didn't want to believe this either. And the guy was arguing with him, even that doctor who was like a main proponent of like, no, like seriously, these things are like, people need these.
Yeah.
Which again, like you said, maybe people do, but dude, apparently like a huge chunk of it's placebo effect. Which is nuts. That's like, because they didn't, now like the data's out and everyone's just kind of like because if you say that to someone on them, they get very, very angry.
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck you! You don't understand." And it's like, because no one understands the serotonin theory. The low serotonin theory has never been proven, and they even did trials where they gave people things that lower serotonin. They work too. How fucked up is that?
It's wild.
It's crazy ass shit, dude.
I remember I was real fucking sad.
Yep.
And they were like, "Yeah, well, here's some antidepressants." And I was like, "I don't want to take these."
Yeah.
Because when I'm happy, I'll be like, was that me, or was this just pills?
Yeah.
Now, again, like you said, it's like obviously some people need them.
But there's no science saying that it's because of low serotonin. They
some
haven't
people
proven
need
that.
the placebo effect, at least.
But they don't. Again, it could do something. It is like an altered state, people
Yeah.
say. But it's apparently it goes away after some time. Pretty fucking wild, dude.
Yeah. I mean, you were depressed because we talked about like the anxiety thing. I think I've gotten under control to a degree from this one book that I talked about.
The Art Not Giving a Fuck?
Yeah, well, yeah, no. It's about like
Art of Being a Kick-Ass Woman?
No. It's the one where you go at the thing.
Sure,
so it's
sure.
like I'm always
Okay,
worried
yeah.
that I'm going to pass out. So then you go, I want to pass out. Make me
Fuck
feel
yeah,
more
dude.
dizzy and all this. And then it kind of abates.
Hell yeah.
But with the depression, I don't know the sort of the work. So like, and again, I'm not saying that would work for everybody regarding their anxiety. It works for me for whatever reason. But I don't have that workaround for the depressive stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because recently it's kind of been like, all right, what am I doing? What's the next thing? Like, what interests me? What do I need to be working on? And I can't, I'm coming up like empty with that answer. And so then that's a very sort of, like depressing answer.
It's funny because when I was depressed, the way I got out of it was I leaned into it. I was just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm a fucking loser. Let's get
sick,
nuts, dude. I was like, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. Fuck it. No one can do anything to me.
Dude, my thought is I think it's all, and I think the placebo effect, honestly, is scientific proof that most of it is just what story you're telling yourself every day. If you're waking up and you're like, I'm a loser, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know you're going to be depressed and fucked up. If you're just kind of like, damn, I'm on the fucking edge, dude, I have no idea what's going on tomorrow, this is fucking exciting, you'll feel better. A lot of it also is hierarchy based.
But let me ask you this then. What do you do though? Because this is a pushback that I would have. That when sort of an objective view of the facts would lead you to, if you get up and you tell yourself the narrative like I'm this and this great thing, but then you look at the facts and they don't align with that narrative. Though? What's that?
What are the facts?
Well, the facts would be certain things that just no matter how much I would get up and say, like, oh, I'm...
you still have a fucking lizard tattoo.
Exactly.
You still look in
That's
the mirror.
fucking sick.
Yeah, you also lean into it. Fuck
it. In terms of your personal
that's
story...
What I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you lean? It's because if you go, oh, I'm going to be this thing or this type of... I don't know. I don't really... I'm always like a jumbled mess when I try and articulate what I'm thinking about this topic. I feel bad.
That makes sense. Here's my thing. With the antidepressants, the reason they're so popular is because they jive with our current mythology, which is scientism, where it's like, oh, our brain's like a fucking computer, and we need there's a certain balance of serotonin and dopamine. This is a story we all bought into.
Yeah,
no one fucking knows.
Gerben's a high priest of fucking scientism.
Well, the scientific method, and then there's scientism.
I know.
There's scientism, which is the dogmatic belief in scientific principles that you just don't understand at all. That's what people do with that. That's our cultural milieu. Is just kind of like science rules everything. If a doctor says this, if a scientist says it, it's true. It's just a fucking high priest. Same thing. Especially with the brain stuff, because it's like we don't know. No one has any fucking idea. 95% of the universe is missing. Explain it, Gerby. Where is it?
No one knows. That's why we don't go up there.
Exactly.
But yeah.
But I'm telling you, that's why I think they're so popular. It just fits our current mythology. We're mythless.
Well, I think I think that the idea is that you want a solution to a problem that has not been remediated yet, so that you have this new thing, and then there is this idea that because a scientist says it, it's got to be true, but it's clearly failing to solve the problem for a lot of people. So now it's going to take a new thing, or better understanding of what the brain is.
Do you think you're depressed now?
Not now. I think I'm coming out of it, but yeah. And also, like, it doesn't...
Did doing stand-up help a little?
No, I think it made it worse.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, I hate myself after show. I have intense shame. I also don't see it as a.
All right, well, definitely stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate doing when I do shows. I feel shitty.
I felt shitty last night,
Did
but
you?
normally I feel pretty good.
We have a different stand-up style. Like mine, if I do okay, it's because I have to get this whole. There's so much other stuff that has to come with it, insofar as like, oh, that's it.
But back to the depressing thing, I think leaning into it's the best
I think
case
so too.
again. Like again, I was fucking real fucking sad. I was like 320 pounds. I had to live back at my parents' house. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Then I was just riding around my hometown, just like I'm fucking untethered, dude. I'm fucking.
It is pretty
out here.
tight. Yeah,
I can do anything. That's
True
when I
that.
started doing stand up. I was
True
just like, I
that,
can
yeah.
do anything I want. I'm a fucking loser. Who cares? That's when I went back to the gym. Because for a while I was like embarrassed. Because I would go to the gym and I was playing football. I was like big.
Yeah.
I went back to my personal trainer, the trainer I had.
Damn, dude.
And I was like, fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just do these workouts again.
That's
I
pretty
was doing
sick.
box jumps and shit. I was like falling and cracking my
Damn,
fucking
dude.
leg. And I was like, fuck it.
Dude.
I was too embarrassed to go back to the gym because I still had like that pride.
Sure.
Like, I don't want people to see me looking like a loser and falling and doing box jumps
Damn,
and shit.
dude.
Then eventually I got to a point where I was like, oh, fuck everyone.
Exactly.
Fuck everything. And then you went back and did it. And then I wish I still had that.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say, what happened?
You lose that.
Yeah.
You lose that.
Your
Like,
edge.
once you're depressed enough that you don't care, it gets you out of it. And then you're back to caring about what other people think. and
Yeah,
all
true that.
Stuff. Yeah.
Or you kill yourself.
Or you fucking kill yourself, and then you really don't care. And then you're actually like, yeah, fuck it.
No, that's my thing. And I'm telling you, it's the way you frame it. If you're the way of like, so if I have like, I just cycle through, like, I'll get a little depressed, I'll get like slightly manic for 3 days, and it'll come like monthly, bi-monthly. And I'll just kind of like, when I'm down, I'm just like, fuck, god damn it. And I'll just be like, whatever. And I'll just do my little thing, and then, eventually just come out of it. But if I were to be like fully engaged, like, oh, like, is this type 1, type 2 bipolar? Once you start doing that, you buy into a whole other thing where like, now I need medication.
Yeah,
now
then
I
you
need this.
believe
Now I need
it.
that. Exactly.
If I read something about like manic depressive, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, I have that.
Oh, for sure. If you
Like
read
yesterday on the way home from New York to Philly for this show, I was so hyped. I was like, this is going to be fucking great. And then like
Yeah.
an hour before the show, I was like dead tired.
See, that's
felt
not
sick.
that's
I was
not
like,
bipolar.
I hate this.
Bipolar is a period of mania for like 2 weeks. You have to have like a
Yeah.
You have like a solid 7 days where you're just like fucking pyramid scheme, like
Yeah.
and then the fucking you hit the wall.
No,
and
I
you're
just
like,
I just meant I was manic. Like
you're swinging.
like yesterday, I was
Yeah.
full on. Like, I'm so fucking excited for tonight. And then I got home and I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to fucking do this show.
Yeah.
And I got to the show, just didn't care.
That's true. That's stand up too, man. Stand up is like the most manic fucking endeavor in the world.
It's insane,
You
dude.
leave an open mic and you're like, oh, I'm the fucking best.
Yes.
Then you're just back the next morning. You're like, Mom, it's like 11:30.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right, I'm going.
Yeah. Can I get like $20? But yeah, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. Or, yeah, Friday I had a fucking great night, and then Saturday sold out show. I was doing 40 minutes. I was like, this will be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Showed up, mailed it in. Average fucking.
You're
setups.
living and dying by
I
the
was
fucking crowd, bro.
furious, dude.
Really?
As soon as the set was done, I was like, fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, my big thing is you have to the personal narrative you tell yourself. There's the overarching one about you and your culture, like what's the whole point of this? Where are we going with it? Like when you're in like a hunter-gatherer society, it was like everyone was on the same page, everyone was chilling, so it was like a little, again, it sucked because you didn't have electricity and stuff, but mentally the mental disease was so fucking low because there's nothing really to buck out of.
Maybe.
Well, we don't know.
No, they've studied the cultures. They say like they don't really, depression, anxiety, and shit is like pretty low comparatively.
Well, they didn't talk about it.
No, they've went and studied. They had hunter gatherer societies that that were still
like
around
now.
that we studied. Yeah, and it's just like it's not really like that. Even the idea of boredom didn't come around until like the 1800s. It wasn't even a concept. Think about that.
I don't know.
Think about that, Gerbs.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
I don't know. I bet people were bored.
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they were definitely.
There wasn't a
boredom
word.
can't
There
be
wasn't a word for it.
It
was just guys being like,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But well, my pushback again though with your narrative idea though is like, what if that's not true? So like, imagine somebody getting up that just wants to be a comedian, let's say, and then they go, okay, I'm getting up, and it's like I'm this comedian, I'm working towards it, but some people just don't have it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fucking horrendous.
Yeah, I mean,
to
so-
watch.
But so at what point then does that person then go to their, let's say, family or friends, and they go, yeah, like, I'm depressed because, like, this, it's not working out for me with comedy or what have you. And then they'd say, well, either like tell yourself a narrative or you got to, just keep going because you don't know. And it's like, but look at an honest appraisal of the facts, which is that I've been doing it for, however long they've been doing it, and it hasn't improved.
Well, yeah,
anything.
the given's being honest with yourself. I'm not saying delude yourself.
That's what I'm saying then.
Yeah.
Is like, what do you do with this honest appraisal of it? And there's like, so for me personally, what I'm noticing at this, age is like, there's an average way that my brain responds to certain things, and I hate it.
What do you mean?
They had this like, there was like a study that they did about how pilots landed on an aircraft carrier, and they were trying to see, hey, if they landed poorly, if you give them positive or negative reinforcement, would they do better next time?
Yeah.
Right? And then if they landed really well, same thing. You'd give one group positive, one group negative, and you'd see how does this affect everything.
Yeah.
And what they found is like, if they landed really well, regardless of positive or negative feedback, they always landed worse the next time. If they landed really bad, regardless of positive feedback or negative, they landed better the next time. And what that was regression to the mean. That's like the term. Or regressing to the average. They had an average way that they landed. So if they did bad, they were probably going to do better next time.
What was the sample size?
I don't know. And so this could be bullshit.
This
Could be
talk
bullshit. It's
studies
social
about sample
science. It could be
size.
bullshit. My point, though, is that I feel like that's the way I notice my brain responding to certain things. And I don't like I have that as much as I would try to move my head out of it.
Sure.
To be like, oh, don't, especially coming back to stand-up, let's say, it's like, you're not going to feel shame, you're not going to blah, 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 and then it's just like, wham, right
Shame.
back to it.
Yeah.
And other aspects of my life. So that's what I think, that when I'm talking about sort of like an honest appraisal of the facts, it's like, this is how my brain is responding to these particular stimuli. I don't like this. What the fuck
I don't
am I
know.
going to do?
It sounds like you're way like so I'll do a set like last night. I felt shame as soon as I got done. I was like, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
But that's the fucking battle. That's like whatever you're doing, not just stand up. Like if something happens and it sucks, it's like, get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Do it again. Do something else. That's that simple. You don't have to sit there and be like, well, how's my brain responding to the stimuli? I need to change that. It's like, no, just fucking keep fucking rolling, dog.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on it. That's why I got this other thing that I'm doing.
But I don't think it's like a end all be all, but I think it's very, very important what people tell themselves every day. Like I think more important than most stuff that people think or read or do.
Right.
If you're waking up every day and you're just like, this is fucking pointless. Even like somewhere in the back of your head, if that's rattling around, I think it's like almost like your diet. Like if you're consuming nothing but like negative thoughts about yourself, even if you're lining them up to like objective reality, which is like, who gets to say what that is? But it's like, although I'm not against that, but I still think it's like really important and people don't think about it. I think if you're constantly ingesting negative thoughts, it's like eating like Burger King every day for your body. So,
all right, so you got bullied by a retarded guy?
Yeah. What? Yeah. I apologize if that got too...
No, how'd that go?
What's that? Bullied by...
A retarded guy used to beat you up.
Oh,
Right?
you're pulling out of this stuff?
Yeah, we were on it. We want to keep going. That was a good... Yeah, let's end it right there.
We can jump out.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. If there's more to say, I'd like to hear.
No. I feel bad if it's not.
No,
funny.
who gives a fuck?
No, we're just bullshitting.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Well,
Are you sad, GERBIEZ?
not sad, GERBIEZ. Not sad, GERBIEZ. No, I feel bad. I feel bad bringing that up.
No,
what?
no,
No,
that was
no.
interesting. That was interesting.
Oh, okay.
It was interesting to hear you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a battle of fucking titans, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, what the?
I read
the
half
only
of
thing I
one
think
book.
I only disagree with you about is the pornography, but
I'm telling you, bro.
No, we got a lot of... If you're listening to this, chances are you're probably a little depressed.
Probably.
If you listen to a fucking 2-hour, 3-hour podcast, you're just killing time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
But if you're not fucking depressed, what are you, a fucking idiot?
True that.
yeah.
So there's also that.
Right.
So like the narrative of telling yourself shit. Imagine those psychos that are telling themselves they're great all the time. And it's like,
Yeah, but
obviously there's that. I'm
Sure.
not saying that's not what you're advocating, but
Yeah.
it's like there are those people that definitely don't have enough negative reinforcement.
For sure.
Or they're just every day just out like
and you don't want to be there.
And there's dudes out there.
Or is that great? I wonder about that.
Is
or is
great.
that fucking
It's gotta
awesome?
be fucking. It's got to be
They're
incredible.
just walking by like this miserable bastard.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, back to
gotta
being
be-
the fucking best.
It's got to be incredible to be dumb enough to be like happy and confident all the time.
I know.
But yeah, you run into them all the time. Like dudes that are like business dudes. Mm-hmm. They're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
They're fucking nuts. Like confident and happy that they're like working at some fucking office.
Some people love that shit, man.
Yeah. Well, they're just not. It seems like they're not just stepping back and being like, "What the fuck am I doing?" They're just in it.
Probably not. Yeah, I'm sure they're
They're
not
just
fucking
balling out, dude.
some, unless they get real like
And that's funny. is
business spiritual.
Thinking
sick.
of them getting depressed is hilarious. Like one day stepping back and being like, "What the fuck?
Well, yeah, that's
I'm
just
a dickhead."
Well, thinking about getting like a business spiritual type is a sick move. You go like full Bezos. That's a sick move.
Yo, is Bezos' dick out?
What do you mean?
I think his dick was online.
His dick leaked?
Yeah, I think his dick leaked.
Dude, did you follow the Washington Post?
No.
That he owns that paper.
Okay, I do know that.
Dude, he just writes stories about it. He has stories. There's stories about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. I've been following that because I heard like people were like, "Oh, Jeff Bezos
Yeah.
propaganda machine," the Washington Post. I was like, whatever. And then I have the New York Times little snippets and Washington Post go to my email every day. Dude, as soon as he got caught cheating, it was just like there was a story about him being like, "This was a political assassination. How did people get my stuff?" In the Washington Post, and it was just a picture of him on the cover being like, "Trump set this up," and it's like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Dude, Bezos is, and like the story today was like Amazon people making $150,000 a year using like it's just like Amazon and Bezos news. It's fucking nuts.
That is wild.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Old Bezos, dude, chucking his shit up.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, pay attention to the Washington Post. It's just like Bezos' personal fucking blog.
They're coming to my neighborhood.
Who?
Amazon.
What?
They're coming to Long Island
You
City.
get a fulfillment center?
They're coming to Queens.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it
About to
fucking
get paid.
sucks.
Why?
They're coming to Queens.
About to
They're
get
setting
paid.
Fuck that.
The
Come to,
lads are about to come.
go to
up,
Philly.
dude.
Go somewhere else.
True.
New York does not need another fucking...
Where do you go to Washington? You go to D.C. and New York now?
I think. I don't know where the other one is. I know the other one's in Queens. And it's like, what the
Damn.
fuck? This place is already packed.
Oh, dude, the lads are on a rise.
The lads are going to rise, but the lads are going to get pushed out of
By who?
Queens. Queens is a lad stronghold.
Sure, now they're about to get paid.
No, now they're about to... Well, once they build the fucking thing, but then when all the honkies and engines move in
True.
to work
They
there...
think they're going to gentrify it? Like,
Fuck yeah. An Amazon complex? Like a campus?
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it'll be gentrified. Like, rent will fucking skyrocket.
Yeah, that's true. That's going
Yeah,
to
the
suck.
lads are going to get fucking shooed
They're going to
away.
be fucking fulfilling orders, dude. They're going to be paid.
They're gonna, initially.
They start you at what, like 16, I think? In PA, it's 16.
They're not going to work for Amazon.
You don't think the lads will jump on it? Think Bezos won't scoop up the lads?
No, what are the fucking tech lads?
No, it's not a fulfillment center.
No, they're building a
Google
fucking Google headquarters.
Okay, yeah,
like
I
an
read it.
Amazon headquarters.
I read they were
Queens.
leaving Silicon Valley for like cheaper real estate.
Yeah.
Why fucking Queens?
I don't know, I was kind of pissed. I was like, build it in Philly. Philly could use it,
Well, they want the best and brightest minds too, so they want like competitive.
I guess. But
They got hired. The lads got a code,
The
dude.
lads and Arabs in my neighborhood are gonna get fucking shooed away. They're gonna
Shit,
get
dude.
brushed away, dude.
I hope not.
They have to move out.
I'm fucking rooting for them.
I hope
What do you
so,
think about
too.
that? The lads getting displaced by Amazon.
It's probably, I don't know.
You like
What
that
the
kind
fuck
of stuff.
happened to you?
What's that? Well, I don't know if we're going to opinion on it. Yeah.
What happened to you? Are you all sad?
No, I feel bad. Part of me feels bad to bring that up during the podcast.
I don't
here.
think.
No, I'm listening. I just also don't have I think.
Gerben, here's why I'm right about this.
Yeah.
The placebo effect.
No.
It's in every single study. It's
Yeah,
40%.
I'm
That's
damn-
just a story they're telling people. People don't know that.
I'm
People
not
aren't looking at
disagreeing
that.
with you about that.
I
Yeah,
will.
you are, dude. You've been a real
You
asshole.
came on my podcast and disgraced me. I'm
Gerben,
kidding.
I'm not disagreeing with you about
You came in
the
here-
fucking SSRIs.
That was a good point.
I
That
don't
was a good-
necessarily
that's a
agree
good
with people
point.
going on them.
You bring up a good point.
You
Gerb.
showed up and shit the fucking bed,
Hang
dude.
on,
We
what
were
point-
so excited to have you as a
what point did I
guest.
even bring up? 'Cause
You're,
I'm
you're
not
object
advocating-
that does butt against objective reality, which I am into. I'm a big objective reality head, natural law. So
I mean, who
Wait,
decides
you
what that
brought
is?
me full circle.
Who
Wait,
decides
to
what that
what?
is?
There's
I don't
objective
even know what
reality, bro.
argument
Who
I made.
decides it?
No, there's objective. Mark Passio says there's objective
Oh,
reality.
back on the pass. Have you followed this
No,
Passio
I
guy?
haven't. What argument did I make that you were?
You
You just
were a
you
real
confronted
dickhead,
my
and that's
shitty
fine.
thing with objective reality. You brought me full circle.
How?
It's
What
true.
thing?
My story, like you just got to tell yourself a sick story. You're like, yeah, what about objective reality? And I was
right.
like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm saying.
Now
okay.
you've got a butt pad. You got your roid pad.
Yeah, I
Did
got
you
my
bring
roid
your
pad.
roid
Dude,
pad?
don't
did,
make.
yeah.
I stand with
I
Gerbies
can tell you a
roids, dude.
story.
Ooh.
What? Oh yeah, let me see that.
Oh, you're
I'll
gonna
tell you
show a
story
picture of his
from
roid?
a
Yo.
different story. What?
Wait till you see McCusker's fucking roid, dude.
Go ahead.
I want to see if you, when you see this, if you bat an eye.
Hopefully it's still on my phone. It was on my
Let me get
deleted
my
photos.
serious reading glasses on so I don't miss it.
Get your spectacles on to look at Matt's butthole.
Here we go.
So what story were you going to tell? What's going on
Well,
here?
because you were saying about the mentally disabled kid that,
That fucked your shit up?
yeah. They,
They captured him?
no.
They caught him. He was
'Cause
out in the woods.
The thing was is that I had, and it was not my first run-in, because in middle school I actually won an award from the state for doing. I started this program to spend your activity period with the mentally disabled kids because they were in the same school.
Damn, and then they bullied you?
And then so we were out. We were
What
playing.
was the program? Hang out with, what'd you call it?
I didn't call it.
You didn't have a name for the program?
No, it was just like you just started to do it.
It wasn't Dream Fuck? You didn't hang out with the retarded kids in class?
No, but I'm waiting to see this picture from Matt. But so this one day there was one kid. He
Damn, so the state gave you an award?
yeah,
You're a bitch, dude.
citizenship award.
You just capitalized off that.
Yeah,
Peaked.
dude.
You were definitely trying to get pussy, and you were like,
No, so yes, okay, yes.
Oh,
Okay, so
exactly.
here we go.
You
So
weasel.
Yes,
I Shane, I
Gerbs,
swear to God,
you took advantage of this mentally
swear
challenged
That's the
kids.
exact phrasing that I was thinking about because I was like, oh, I should tell him this story, and I was like, weasel.
Weasel.
Literally, you know what? But it's not to say that
You're talking Hemis, bro.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
It's my butthole and a fucking hemorrhoid.
That's the Hemi.
Where's your crack? Oh, those are your legs?
Yeah, that's
No.
my leg. That's my girlfinger's finger right there.
The middle
Oh, that's your
finger's
girlfriend's finger.
Yeah, the
oh,
middle
I thought that
finger's
was the
a
Are
hand.
butthole.
you rocking a monocle right now?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, man, that's big. That's pretty big.
Fuck. Let me see. Hold on. Wait till this thing bursts, dude.
Oh, yeah. Show him that blood, boy.
Whoa.
Gerbs, this thing was insane, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think I had one that was kind of could match you for size on that one.
Really? You think you
Damn.
go Hemi to Hemi with me?
You had a red giant. I'm usually a white dwarf guy.
Yeah.
Gerbs, I want to stress I love you on this podcast, bro.
No, I
Damn,
appreciate it.
Matt-
So anyway, I
I don't think he's coming back.
You don't think so?
I think this is the last Gerbie episode for a while. This has been tough.
all right.
This has been tough sledding.
well, thanks for having me for as interested in having me. But
This has been real tough to get through, but all right.
well, I mean,
I'm just
I'm just
fucking with
responding
you.
to the. So there was.
He's like nervous.
So you started the retarded club in school.
You
Yeah,
started
sure.
a retarded club so you could kiss a girl, and then you got an award from the
No,
state.
no, hang on. So this one day we were out playing basketball, and me and Glenn was
You
very.
should have called it Re Club instead of Key Club.
That's good. That's good branding there.
Re Club because Re's.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were shepherding them.
So we're playing basketball.
You playing that?
Were you like a shepherd? You take them out to the field and like stand them up.
Did you have dogs chase them, keep them in line?
So I mean, no. Of course, there was only there was one kid who had it bad. He had
Sure.
heavy Down syndrome. So he was
Heavy.
communication was very.
Is that how they
Heavy D.
Heavy D,
Yeah,
dude.
heavy D.
Is that how they? Is
I
that
don't
the
want to
spectrum?
tell this story. You're just going to make fun
Is
of
that the
people with
spectrum of Down syndrome? Heavy or
We're
light?
not making fun of it. We think it's a great club. So you were playing basketball. What was the competition? Pretty thick or what?
I coached a Special Olympics basketball team.
What?
The boys got hyped.
A lot of travels.
Well, yeah, they sucked, but they would get they're competitive
Oh, I
boys,
bet.
dude. Those Downs boys.
Don't like to lose, dude.
There was one kid that would wear an full Allen Iverson uniform.
Sure.
Back of the black uniform, the
Yeah.
Sixers. Sick. He wore a sleeve.
Damn.
Called himself Hot Sauce.
Damn.
He had a crossover.
You had any hot dogs like that?
And we played horse, and this one kid, Danny, he missed the same fucking
Hey, I
shot.
gotta take that down a pig, dude.
Yeah, we played horse. It took fucking 6 hours.
It was like a risk
A
game.
bunch of Hooters waitresses showed up, and the boys loved them. But
It's nice.
for real, Hooters sponsored it. And they were
Damn.
going nuts for this horse competition. But this one retarded kid kept kept taking the
Yeah.
same fucking shot.
Sounds like
And
me playing
every
horse,
time
actually.
he shot and missed it, he'd go, "I hate that shot." and walk back. And then a minute later, take the shot. I hate that shot. And Hot Sauce was out there fucking...
Oh, his handle
He could
was...
dribble.
Damn.
He could slightly dribble. So he was out there fucking going... He would like bounce it, spin around, catch it. And they'd be like, damn.
Oh,
the other kids hated him. They resented him.
Yeah, he's a fucking show.
He was a hot dog, dude.
Now, they were strictly fundamentals,
And then
dude.
when the Hooters girls showed up,
Oh,
competition peaked, dude.
Really?
Yeah, then they
Lot
were
of
fucking,
elbows.
they were going nuts. Kids were crying, screaming.
Damn.
It got real emo.
How was your league?
So yeah, I understand. I know the Special Olympics
you know,
basketball.
yeah, you know the
I know
fucking
the realm.
dynamics.
Yeah.
You should get into announcing it. Be
That'd
like a
be
Joe
so
Rogan. You should
fucking
be,
fun.
instead of Joe Rogan with UFC, you should get into like
Shane
retarded
Gillis with
sports.
Special Olympics.
Yeah, dude.
I was talking about because that time we talked about it on here, I
Sure.
do that as a joke now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been thinking about it more like the original Special Olympics, like the first couple, you could show up and dominate.
What do
You know what I mean?
I think there's just like a couple of like giants in the league.
Yeah, like I could show up to the first
Oh,
couple Special
yeah,
Olympics,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd be fucking Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
They'd be like, this
You'd be
is I'd be the
crushing,
Bo
yeah.
Jackson of
True.
retarded guys. They'd be like, this guy's the best at every single sport.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if you show up, you get fucking worked.
I bet, dude.
Those Special Olympians are they're training.
Bro, the wrestling team.
The wrestling team of the Special Olympics is terrifying. They'll rip you up, dude.
It's like fighting a raccoon, dude.
They keep him in a cage. They keep him in a pit.
no
The
way,
way they
dude.
feed him, they just
Like
throw it.
they fucking
Dude, they just lower it like in Jurassic Park. They just tie up a goat. A bunch of retarded guys come out of the woods and rip it up, dude.
they just unleash him from the bottom like a coliseum.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, retarded gladiatorial sports would be awesome. That would be pretty tight.
I bet if you looked into Rome, I bet they did do that a
Oh,
little. They
dude.
tossed some retarded guys
For
out there.
sure, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damn.
There's a lot of unchecked retarded people roaming around Rome.
Rome.
Yeah.
Dude, did you know in the Coliseum they used to have naval battles?
What?
They used to fill that thing with water at the bottom and have
What the
fucking
fuck?
naval battles. They'd put crocodiles in the fucking water.
Goodness.
Yeah, dude. Imagine a downy ship out there.
Wait, so they put you in a ship versus a crocodile?
There would be two ships. Like, you would fight.
On a
But
ship?
in the water, there'd be fucking crocodiles and
What?
shit. Yeah, dude.
How do they fill that fucking thing?
don't know.
I guess
They
they
did.
could if you have a stone wall.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, not the whole bowl, but yeah.
They gave you a little,
Yeah,
enough
dude.
for the crocs to get going.
Crocs get down there.
Holy
Damn, a downy ship in
fuck.
there fighting.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, they did some wild shit.
How was your program? What'd you do?
Oh, so well, in this particular instance, so we were playing basketball, and
Any casualties?
there was no casualties really. But so like Glenn, he wasn't.
Well, that's the thing about Special Olympics injuries.
Sure.
Like, they can break an arm and keep moving. They don't even,
sure.
they don't
For
even
sure.
fucking know.
Nah, it grows back. It heals instantly.
So anyway, he again,
They got
he-
vibranium in their bones.
he's like trying to shoot, and it's it's not none of them are even
Why not?
close to the. He had it very bad,
Yeah.
So it translated
So
into
his
He's like
you could tell he was retarded from his jump shot.
It affected his J.
from a lot more than the jump shot.
Did his
yeah.
feet kick up as he released the
No,
basketball?
no,
Was he
it
fat?
was just like
Was he
grabbing
fat?
it and throwing.
Oh, he's doing the grandmama underhand.
just grandma in no general direction.
This guy
basically.
sucked.
This guy
So
stunk at basketball.
I'm aiming him.
Were you like, I thought you were dumb, but man, you suck at basketball. I
Turn
thought
him
that
around,
was your
I'm
worst
just gonna
trait.
plow through it.
So you brought him to his
Somehow.
objective reality. Like, bro, you fucking suck.
So we had a discussion about the rejection. No, yes.
So you talked to him like,
No,
what?
no. So I just would, just angle him at the hoop, and then you just throw it, and it's just going everywhere. So you get rebounds.
Were there girls in the gym watching?
This was outside, but yes.
Okay,
this
so
is
you
where I'm
in your mind, you were like, I am Mother Teresa right
and
now.
they were watching, and they were like, "Oh, I was," because again, very.
You were a tiny boy.
tiny boy.
Yeah.
But even though this was in middle school,
That's like
third-
watching. I mean, those.
Yes, you're not. Yeah, I got you.
That's like a bear trainer. Those
Sure,
things. That
yeah.
one of those boys could turn on you
Who
quick.
are those two guys that train the tigers? The two blonde-haired dudes.
Yeah.
It's
Roy, and
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried
You
and
were
Roy,
like
dude.
Siegfried, just like with a bunch of white tigers. That white tiger could have bit you at any moment.
It's about to bite.
Oh, he got you.
And he's
it's
chucking
just-
what?
So
I knew it was coming, dude. They'll turn on you.
Yeah,
so,
watch.
Well, it wasn't a vicious, but basically what
If
happened.
you want to
Love-
go
love
Special Olympics, you better be physically ready to take one of those kids on. That's one
that
of
is
the,
a different.
one of the requirements is you got to train. It's like police academy.
True.
You got to
Yeah.
go through several
That's true.
courses
Yeah,
of like ripping away chicken nuggets at the You got to do so many. There's so many courses you have to go
We
through.
went on a field trip to a diner, and one guy
You
started.
can take. You know how in like
Do you
Chinese,
take a bite?
Yeah, if you like, you know that Asian proverb where like an old guy holds a stone.
Yeah.
He's like, if you can take this stone from my hand, you
Yeah.
will learn. They do that with the academy for Special Olympics coaches.
Was
You
it
got to be able
dinosaur?
to rip a nugget out of one of these kids'
Just a
hands.
stegosaurus-shaped nugget.
You got to rip a steg out of a fucking retarded guy's hand. And
Do you think
not
they make
get
you
mauled.
take a bite, like in the police academy? They tase you. Do they make you
gotta
take a bite?
Yeah, it's always cold.
Damn.
The nuggets.
No, I'm saying take a bite by like one of them.
Oh, they gotta bite you.
You gotta take a
attack
tard
dog.
bite. Yeah,
you,
like
wear,
a tase.
you wear that dog suit though.
So this is pre-bite. You got a bite brewing up.
So in your mind, you look like this is the beginning of a fucking romance movie where you're just out at the recess yard helping kids.
True.
Exactly.
And the love of your life is watching. Like, wow, what a sweet guy.
Exactly.
And that's playing in your head while
That
you're
is
doing
playing
it.
in my head
While you're doing it.
while I'm doing
Oh,
it.
this kid's
Like
just
I said,
fucking throwing him over.
weasel.
This kid's
Weasel.
throwing him
I
over
am
the
a
backboard.
Weasel. What?
This kid's just meanwhile throwing him over the
Backboard. Right. Now, that
And you're
doesn't...
very audibly like, good shot, keep trying, so that
Saying
everyone hears
things
you being
slightly louder.
Yeah.
God damn.
I know this move.
For sure.
You think I
Every-
wasn't fucking rock hard when the Hooters waitresses came in?
Yeah, dude.
You don't think I fucking started coaching them up a little
What
bit?
was that line in like Huck Finn where he's like doing cartwheels outside of her house trying to get her to notice him?
I think it was probably.
It
not.
was
probably
like
the
Tom
line.
Sawyer or something. Yeah, but I like when I read that. That's because a lot of times I'll do something and maybe I think now I'm a little bit more self-aware. But before it would be like
Yeah.
I'd be doing something, and it wasn't until somebody would point out what I'm doing. It's
Yeah.
like I guess like well, you know, like
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
so. Anyway, I was certainly enjoying.
You're making your presence known.
You're controlling
Yes.
the narrative.
Yeah.
I was controlling the narrative. I felt like the narrative was going incredibly well.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Oh,
It was a great PR day.
Did
fuck.
the retarded boy's last name end in a Y?
I don't know what his last name was.
Or his
You
first
didn't
name,
know,
excuse me.
dude.
The
No.
last letter
No.
in his first name
No.
wasn't a Y? Wasn't it
Nah,
Danny,
these are just
Billy?
pawns, dude. These are pawns for to get to the
Yeah.
queen.
Usually that's a Down syndrome
They
special.
hit you with a Y.
Danny, Jimmy, Billy.
True.
All right.
So that was not his name, but yeah, he had. Anyway, the
What?
The girls are watching.
yeah,
Say it.
it
Who
was
cares? He's not going to listen to this.
no, but I don't want to just like. But he had. I just remember this one kid described exactly the way he sounded. He sounded like he was a modem connecting to the internet.
What
Like
do you
those
mean?
are the noises that he would just make.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
That's
but he could say words occasionally. But anyway, well, no, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to make fun of him.
So
It's
he
kind of
got-
like gallows
That's-
humor. It's
that's an
gallows
interesting-
humor.
that's an interesting fact
The
that
kid,
he-
the
yeah.
kid that was making that comment also was not a.
like that.
Yeah.
He would make. Okay, so he probably heard the internet was. He might have been
it's
connected.
mimicking things or whatever. But the kid, it wasn't.
Yeah, you might have been plugged in.
Yeah, dude.
So
Yeah.
he makes a shot.
The modem
What?
or the retarded kid? The
These are-
modem or the Down syndrome kid?
Those are one and the same.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
this
the
is
same kid. So
Yeah,
that
I was
kid
saying
was
it
a
was
modem.
a different kid describing how this kid
Okay.
sounds.
Okay.
So
So
the-
the modem fucking nails
The
one.
modem sinks a grandmama off in the foul line.
And he is overjoyed. So arms up, yay, girls. Yay, Clint. You know?
And you hug him looking over at the girls?
He gives me this huge hug. Oh, right, Steve, that picks me up, starts humping me, then just starts swinging me.
Dude, that's.
I mean, like, if you know, like Ace Ventura when he gets into the
Yeah, the
shark
shark.
thing, and he's just like this.
Holy
so then
fuck.
I start screaming because it hurt. It hurt bad.
Damn.
And so then they're like, I think he's hurting him. And then they start calling for Chicky, who was like the guy that was in charge of.
He was a wrangler.
He was the captain.
Yeah, and so he comes over and now he's trying
He's got to
to
pry this kid off you.
Yeah.
He was like the croc hunter.
Yeah.
But that's when it turns mean. He didn't go into that retarded kid did not go into that hump aggressively. But
No.
once the excitement started, they're like, "What? That's a wild." He's fucking.
And the
full
whole
on, like,
time,
"Ah."
I never think it was like it was negative, but he was just so overjoyed.
He turned
It was-
on you,
Yeah. So that was.
That was
he
a tight.
fucking-
Yo, we get a bear hug like that. That's like feels a little too much. That's scary.
it's very scary.
Especially when he
and
starts
he's-
thrusting.
he was slamming, and
He's
then
a psychosexual sadist.
who?
He was probably getting all. He's probably a little like a bit of a sadist.
I don't think that.
He was he like humping for real, or he was just like
It felt like a hump. I know that I was. It was getting that.
you
and
know
then
what
it
he,
was
yeah. So it was like hump.
So you got sexually molested by this. You were molested by this boy in public.
I don't think I was sexually molested.
He fucking sank a jumper and then raped you as a celebration. That's fucking sick, dude. This kid rules.
But he was really sweet.
So the girl sounded the alarm.
Yeah,
the girls were like, "Oh my god, help!
He's hurting him.
Little Steve's getting raped." Like, not what I wanted.
So this guy Chicky came down and smashed this guy.
And Chicky fucked those girls.
Oh, for sure,
For sure.
Yeah.
Damn. So how'd Chicky subdue this guy?
He just talked to him, pulled him apart.
Wow.
I don't, the mechanics of how it actually went down.
Was that the last time you did it?
No.
Oh, you went back into
Yeah. It didn't really bother me that
That's
much.
that's like when you see a surfer that's been bit by a shark. It's so powerful that they're getting back up on that board.
We check the
did
next
have another
wave.
incident at the diner. We took a field trip to a diner, and then
What a fucking trip!
You really give me a background that got too aggressive, and then Chicky had to right. Clank, clank, clank.
Dude, where's Chicky now?
What?
Where's Chicky now?
I don't know.
That's so
I remember
funny,
he was
dude.
the first person I ever saw pray before he ate, because it was like I just never seen it before, and because I would sit with lunch with them.
Oh yeah, you're Jewish.
Yeah, and like,
Every time.
and
Every episode,
yeah.
he drops a Jew hint, and I remember.
And I just remember I was like saying something to Chicky, and I just look over and his eyes shut and his like fist up to his thing, and I was like, Chicky, you all right? You all right? And he just didn't, and it was until he's like, I was just praying.
You're saying, Lord, give me the strength to fucking handle these retarded guys.
Lord,
that jumps out in my head as like
you were like a chew toy for those guys, though. They would bite you, get a little excited. That's awesome. He started giving you a back rub, and then
out of control.
Do you think you would have like a? You think you'd have like a?
Chicky, help!
Like Robert, that's enough. Robert, that's enough.
Do you think
Like,
you have like
clank.
a Chris Pratt relationship with them? Like if you like Jurassic Park, how he sees the one Velociraptor and like
Yeah,
it's
if you
so
ran into
dangerous,
one of
but it
them
would
now, would you
respect
be
you.
like, shh?
Well, let me tell you, no, because I ran into Tim, the guy that now again the program was over. This was high school, and I got picked
Sure.
on. But when I was delivering mail, I ran into him. He was like a secretary at some.
You were delivering mail?
Yeah, I delivered mail for like 4 months.
Like a paper boy
No,
like a mailman?
US,
You were a mail carrier?
Mail carrier.
You were a
in
mailman?
high school.
No. When I dropped out of college and I went to
God,
You dropped out of college?
yeah.
Oh, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
Okay.
become a mailman.
Joking.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
joking.
That's a sick
dude.
move.
What the fuck?
Then I went back and I finished. But
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
It's glorious.
You
Right?
dropped out and became a mailman? And
Yeah.
then you ran into one of your former Raptors.
Yes.
What did he say? Was he like, "You gotta get back
Didn't
to
remember
school,
me.
Steve? You were too
No,
smart for
didn't
this."
remember me at all.
Didn't
I was like,
remember
hey,
you.
Hey Tim, how you doing? Steve, you remember me?
He was just like, "Ah."
Yeah.
Did he figure out how to open doors?
he was very lightly touched.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was hardly retarded.
I mean, you would. I mean, hardly wouldn't be quite the right way to say it.
So he was
because
cunning.
You
He had a bit
knew
of
it.
he had a bit of guile to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he could trick you.
Think he was icing you?
He's a clever girl.
he was a clever girl. Yeah, he wasn't. He knew what he was doing. To
But
some
wait,
degree.
he bullied. He was the one
He
who
was
bullied
shorty
you.
guy. Yep.
He bullied you, and then you ran into him as a mailman, and he iced you.
He iced me.
What? You should have fucking threw his mail
Should have
out.
knocked him the fuck out.
True that.
Anyway, that's my
That's
story.
great.
That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. No wonder you're
So
depressed.
what do you propose? What do you propose for like that kind of special education? Like maybe like a shark cage?
Shark
Yeah.
Tank. I don't know. I don't know what the best way. Isn't integration a good thing? Is that? Do they
Yeah,
not do that
I
anymore?
think
No,
so.
I hate it. Integration.
I like that. Put
Yeah.
them out. Yeah, you got to put them out in the world, dude.
Yeah, because
Let
it's
him
like,
loose.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
think
I
it's-
want to know where Chicky got his like. I would love to study under Chicky to be like a handler,
He was like also a security guard at the school, I think.
and he just kind of fell into like
Yeah,
Wrestling.
wrestling. Yeah, he's kind of like.
but he was like a special ed teacher, so I think he just did a slew of things there.
But he could wrestle him down.
Yeah.
He could
He was a big
handle
dude.
those boys.
He was a muscular.
That's
man.
it. There's jobs you can do that.
Oh,
you can
for
handle.
real.
There's
You
when I
could-
worked for the state and had
you
to
could be a
fucking
handler?
investigate like anything with the children that happened. It was always handlers just
Yeah.
body slamming kids.
Yeah, I think when you go into a retarded person's house, you got to like it's like a SWAT manner to enter there. You got
Yeah.
to clear the house and fucking
Clear it out, slam them down, zip tie them, and be like, "Are you gonna fucking answer? Are you gonna act accordingly?" And then you can fucking untie them.
You gonna cooperate?
You gonna stop talking about the Undertaker? There was a guy, there was a handler who fucking. Did you read about that dude who strangled that fucking mountain lion to death?
What?
Yeah.
There was a jogger and he got attacked by a mountain lion and killed it.
What?
With his hand, he strangled it to death.
What?
How sick is that? That's a resume for a handler.
Oh, for sure,
I
dude.
took down a fucking mountain lion while I was
They
jogging.
might slide it back and be like, "You're too strong."
True. Thank you. You're overqualified.
Yeah, dude.
We'll get you a job at the zoo. You
Sure,
can fucking
yeah, for sure.
choke those animals out. That's sick, dude. I read that story. I was like, fucking crazy. At first, I was mad because he was jogging.
Right.
And I was like, what a faggot.
Really? And then you see
And
Chad
then he fucking rear naked choked a fucking mountain lion to death.
God damn, dude.
How funny would that have been? Like, if you only saw the end of that where the dude was just like strangling a cat. You were like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah. Or do you think
Fuck.
he held it in the front?
I don't
Choked
know.
it like this while it was scratching him, and he was just like...
He might have taken one of his shoelaces out and fucking hit it with the wire, little mob style.
Yeah, he made it sit in the front of his car.
Yeah, dude. He might have mobbed it up.
Cat was like, where are we going? He's like... All right, fuck it.
Gerbs.
Gerbs, what a fucking guy, dude.
Thanks for having
You're
me
the
on.
best.
Good
Thanks
God,
for having
bro.
me on, man.
The people were clamoring for you
They
to
really
come on.
were.
Oh yeah, I heard that that stand-up got posted to the thing. So
Yeah.
I can't look at anything like that.
Yeah, somebody posted a video of your stand-up.
Where? I didn't even
I
see
forget
that.
where. Somewhere.
Oh, I think
Brian
it was on the
told
Facebook.
me,
On the
Yeah,
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone pirated my
One of
fucking
those
shit.
Nightmarish.
Pretty sick, whatever.
You didn't...
Oh, I hated that.
I hated my first set. Your second set was fucking sick.
I don't know. I don't
Your
even
set
know.
we
I
did
just, the
at
Purina-
Victoria Freehouse was great.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But the Purina Pet. Oh my god.
Oh, that stand-up. Oh my god, the Purina Pet Challenge that he's in is one of the funniest fucking videos.
Worst thing. And just to give everybody context for like what happened there. So there
Who
was
fucking filmed your Purina Pet Challenge?
Purina, and I've literally like now I can't because the fact that
Sue 'em.
people. No, because I sent emails like, please, God, take this down.
What's the joke? What'd you hit him with?
Just like, please take it down.
No, what
The
was
first joke, Ninja Turtles.
But it wasn't.
You don't
even,
think I've watched this about 30 times?
But it wasn't even the Ninja Turtles joke.
Sure.
Like my Ninja Turtles joke isn't that joke, and the reason
You gotta
why
clean it all up.
it's not even clean it up. There was so they did a initial round in Philadelphia, and I did the Ninja Turtles joke and then just like some other shit.
Sure.
And it was judged by Eddie Brill, who was booking for Letterman at the time.
Gotcha.
And
Oh, this is old.
this is the only time
Yeah,
I would
this is
ever.
real old.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
This is
I
the
mean,
only
I
time I would
remember
ever
this.
say this.
Sure.
Okay, because I realized how arrogant this is going to sound. I had the best set that night by far.
Okay.
And then this guy, Chris Kosha, they gave him first. Okay, Chris, on that, if you're listening, I'm not talking shit. I just feel like that's what happened.
Sure.
So when I saw Eddie Brill afterwards, he was like, that Ninja Turtles thing is a little childish. So now I'm going out to St. Louis, him having told me that bit, the way I did it, was childish. So I'm trying to, like, I guess, redo it to
You're
make it
gonna
more
do-
pet-friendly, because the whole idea was you wanted to make this for, Purina. It had to be about pets. So I tell
Fuck,
this
dude.
joke, and it's bombs.
Clean stand-up about pets.
Dude,
It
I
bombs.
remember
Eddie
that.
Brill looks at his shoes, and the other two people just look at their shoes, and now I'm just...
Oh,
This is
and
recent?
that was, that was his
this-
opener.
That was my opener, and then that was the only like joke I had about pets. I think. Oh my god, it was just brutal, and it was this big arena that sat like probably 1,000 people, and there was about 50 people there.
Just all
you
over.
hear yourself
Oh.
in this deafening silence, and of course I signed the thing, and they have so now it's like this thing that exists. I look like. Ridiculous. It's, the
Your-
jokes are the worst. It's just
Your
it's like-
tie? What the fuck were you doing with that
well,
tie?
that's on me. That's on me.
You should see his tie.
Was it like a pup tie?
It's fucking insane.
Dogs on
What
there?
tie? I've never seen anyone tie a tie like that. That wasn't
Well,
like a judge in the
I was
16th
in a,
century
as you met, it was
England.
like that. I used to always do that, wear a shirt and tie. It's a whole.
He was wearing like a what is that called?
It's like a fat knot. Jay Z would wear a double.
Huge fat knot
like a
tie.
double
and he's
onesie.
like,
He just did narrow shoulders.
I just
sorry, I didn't make fun of your shoulders.
No, but it's a real thing.
What?
My narrow shoulders.
You're
Man.
fucking
not
ripped,
narrow
bro. I don't even want
shoulders,
to
Dude,
you
all right,
don't
I'll have to
even-
show you guys measurements. I'll
I
have to
don't even
stand.
wanna
I'll have
hear
to
it.
You would
stand.
fuck me up.
You're fucking ripped. I
All
don't
right,
know.
all right.
End
So
of
anyway,
story.
keep going. What were you gonna say?
End of story. I'm gonna Eddie Brill this right now, dude. You're fucking ripped.
Okay.
Is that his
Yeah.
name, Eddie Brill?
Yeah.
When I first started stand up, I went to an open mic and it was apparently an audition for the Prenup Pet Challenge. I didn't know. It was at the
Yeah, I
thing.
fucking kill
So I just
animals.
said something really stupid about fucking animals, and it was like I remember someone being like, "That was the fucking worst thing I've ever heard." And I was like, "Well, I was trying to throw in an animal thing. I didn't fucking know." So I too am haunted by the Prenup Pet Challenge, dude.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit, dude.
It sucked.
Fuck that.
And yeah. So anyway,
Fuck Purina, dude. They make shit ass fucking dog food anyway.
Yeah, my cousin worked at there's a Purina factory in Mechanicsburg.
It's all filler, dude.
And it stinks. When the factory's when the factory's working, my whole town smells like dog food.
yeah.
Ew.
Like hard dog food.
Oh.
Dog food.
There's nothing grosser than wet dog food.
It's just fucking the worst smell, especially in like the summer when it's hot out.
makes me
And
gag.
the whole town smells like fucking dog food. I think my cousin worked at a dog food factory. He said he smelled like dog food for the whole time he worked there.
I'd throw up, dude.
Yeah. He's working like the ovens.
Oh man.
Yeah. But that video of you there, that fucking sucks, dude.
It sucks.
There's a guy who has a video of me like the first time I did an open mic.
Oh, he's holding that?
And he posted it one night, and it's me in like baggy, like DC khaki shorts, like a button down, and a fucking like Atlanta A's fitted hat.
Yes.
I was full fucking broed out, and I was so nervous the whole. It's so fucking funny.
He still has this.
He posted it on YouTube, and I was
he
like,
still
"Take
has it,
that
though."
the fuck down."
He still
And I was
has
like,
it.
"Definitely delete it." I told him to delete it. There's no way he
He
deleted it.
fucking kept that.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's funny.
That's gonna. That I saw it one night, and I was fucking devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
And, well, once I was devastated when I
Whatever you do, don't search Steve Gerben Purina Challenge on
have
YouTube.
fun at this rate.
Yeah, fuck it.
No, it's hilarious.
It's
It's
for
hilarious.
you guys to enjoy making fun of me about. But it is one of those things that, like, now that it's out. But when Brian was, I think, hosting it, he says, he's like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm coming back." And I go back into the green room. And he's like, "Yeah, they just posted that Purina thing." And I was like, well, what? Yeah, I don't think he was expecting it to drain me as much as it. But
Yeah.
That would piss me off.
it doesn't matter.
Hey,
It is
man.
what it is, and that's the way. But that's just that.
Fuck
No,
it.
we
right.
should get out of here.
Let's do it.
What a great Patreon episode. Keep well, if you're already listening to this, you donated, so fuck yeah, dude.
True, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, fuck it.
It's the page. That's 2.5 hours of content.
I mean,
dude.
we're just dropping content today.
you
It's
gonna
a
do?
Sunday where we're just ripping.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna fucking
I'm
do?
gonna
yeah?
get back home, check on my motherfucking soup.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's in the slow cooker.
All right, nice. Well, Steven, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Matt, I love you.
Love you too, bro.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Patreon, y'all. Y'all motherfucking backbone. Y'all please be glad to do